I'd like to welcome you in attendance to the June 10th, 2021 Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Roll call, please. Here.
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No, sir.
No. Approval of the minutes of the meeting of April 29th, 2021, May 6th, 2021, and May 13th, 2021.
I make a motion to approve those minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence. Item A, correspondence received from Mr. Dean Button, City Engineer, requesting $205.44 of Capital Improvement Board funding be allocated for an aero board not originally anticipated in the Purdue Refuge Island project.
Good morning to the venerable board.
Morning, Mr. Button.
Yeah, so this is a federally highway funded project. It's a highway safety improvement program funds, which is 9010. We did not originally anticipate an aero board to be included in the project for traffic management, road safety during construction. So it's $2,000 for the project. Ours is about $200, and we asked for approval. It's been approved by the city controller, by the mayor, and by the capital improvements board, and we would seek your approval at this time.
So I just wanted to mention to the board that, and good morning, Mr. President and board. So you have, what's going to happen from now, or kind of now moving forward, is that there's been a new green sheet procedure. You'll see that there's several different signatures on them, and by the time it gets to the board, it should be the last step. Once those are all signed off, obviously, if you have any questions about the project, Mr. Button, as chairman of the Capital Improvement Board, is here to answer those. But otherwise, you'll notice that if the correct signatures are on the sheets, they should be good to go, and that means they are funded, and they've gone through both the controller's office and the Capital Improvement Board.
And I see there's two copies, so one goes...
One stays with the board and one goes to the clerk because of the management of the capital improvement board's process.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve Mr. Dean Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Item B, correspondence received from Mr. Mark Gordish, Engineering Department, requesting $2 million of CIB funding be allocated for the 2021 Hammond Overlay Program.
During the course of the pandemic, we did our evaluation of all the streets. Mark Gordish of our engineering department went through and evaluated all the streets within the city, did an evaluation, and then made recommendation on the streets that we would like to have overlaid this year. Normally, the city spends about $2.4 million annually on street resurfacing, so this is a little bit less than normal. But to try to get the project going and funded, it had taken a little bit of a long start to get to this point. In terms of working our way through the funding capability through the Capital Improvements Board, that has been approved, as you can see on the forms, and we've put together a program that should do about $2 million worth of resurfacing. The board, as the contracting agent, the Board of Public Works and Safety, has approved a previous contract with what was formerly known as Walsh and Kelly to do street resurfacing, so they're our annual contractor for that. The board has reauthorized that agreement, and this would be funding that work.
Thank you.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve Mr. Gordish's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item C, correspondence received from Mr. Button requesting $600,000 of CIB funding be allocated for the Hammond Sidewalk Program.
It's an annual program that the city does. We were waiting to make sure we had funds available. It's been approved by the Capital Improvements Board, along with the controller and the mayor. We generally fund about $100,000 annually per council district, so this is consistent with that funding. We did not do a lot of projects last year as a result of the pandemic. So we're just trying to continue that program. This does curb ramps, sidewalks, and tries to meet our goals with compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Mr. Bunn's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item D, correspondence received from Mr. Button requesting $460,000 of CIB funding be allocated for the Snyder Avenue Storm Sewer Project.
This is a budgetary amount based upon the engineer's estimate of cost. We'd like to get this project out to bid. I do believe you will see later in the meeting, I'm hoping that we will request, yes, advertising dates for this project. So when the bids do come in, if they come in higher than the engineer's estimate, then we'll come back to this board and the Capital Improvements Board to seek more funding. In background, this project is vital to the 7,000 block of Schneider. On May 23rd last year, we had a very significant rainstorm that affected much of Hessville and some portions of the Woodmar area. These several homes in this area were inundated through their sanitary sewer as a result of excess storm sewer going into the system. We're seeking some support from the sanitary district. At this time, they could not contribute the $260,000 that we asked. But we hope to recover that in the future through their board and through our controller. But in the meantime, it's a public safety issue, it's a public health issue, and it's really important that we get this project done.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Mr. Bunn's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item E, correspondence received from Mr. Button requesting $300,000 of CIB funding be allocated for the 2021 Pavement Preservation Program.
Similar to the overlay program, this is basically a crack sealing program. This board approved a contract with Site Services for annual and had renewed that contract with them to do crack sealing. We do about $50,000 per year in district work, so this is that amount, and we seek board's approval on this action.
Okay,
Yep.
make a motion to approve Mr. Bunn's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item F, correspondence received from Mr. Button requesting $261,511 of CIB funding be allocated for Robertsdale lead remediation environmental consulting Phase 1 and 2.
Thank you. Mr. Steve Henshaw is with us today with Environmental Forensics. He's in the third row behind Chief Smith. So he's here to answer any questions that that I might not be able to answer. So this is Phase 1 and Phase 2 of a lead remediation project in Robertsdale. The Federated Metals site had resulted, the performance of that site had resulted in deposition of lead on the soil within that area, and it's aggregated within the soil. And so this project seeks to remove the soil in the front and rear yards of the about 18 parcels in an area that's more bounded by the George Lake Trail to the south, 121st to the north, Atchison to the west, and Indianapolis Boulevard to the east, commonly referred to as Goose Island portion of Hammond. We are doing Phase 1 and 2, which is closest to Federated Metals and a little bit to the east in the prevailing wind direction, because these were the areas that had the highest level of soil contamination. We expect, so this is the consulting fee portion of that work. This sets aside. Later you will see in the agenda that there will be an agreement for this amount for these services. And he's helping with his firm is helping with a community relations plan, which encompasses the entire boundary of this area, and then the management of Phase 1 and 2. So you'll notice that the fee is probably a little bit more than we would normally expect, but there's the community relations plan that handles the whole development of the program. It's for 261,511. It's been approved by the Capital Improvements Board, the controller, and the mayor. We'd seek your approval today.
Any questions? I don't think so, right? That's good, yeah.
I want to see if, I want to just check if Mr. Novak's here yet. Nope, I don't see him. You'll see, as Dean mentioned, you'll see on the agenda, there's the actual approval of the agreement coming up on, I think, in new business, right, Dean? Yes. So, and I'll just speak to it now so we don't have to go through this again when you get to that part of the agenda. We've gone through the agreement, Mr. Novak and I both. We've made suggestions, and Enviro Forensics has changed it to our liking. I just want to make sure I stress that there's a big difference between the lead amounts here in Robertsdale versus like East Chicago, where they had all that problem near Kerry Gosh. And so this is the administration's attempt to move this forward quickly so that we can do it locally, because we're lucky enough to have the funds to do it, versus having to rely on either state or federal partners to do it. So that's the advantage that I think the city has, and we're looking forward to this moving forward. The other thing I would mention is the step that will happen next is Mr. Henshaw is going to help us get a correct spec together so that the work can be bid out, and you'll see that as well as the summer progresses.
Okay. All right. Okay.
There's also a map. If you were curious about where everything was occurring, you can see the map there, the yellow.
It's probably down in the stack, okay.
I might also add that we believe these funds, the work to be done here is eligible for reimbursement through the American Recovery Plan that the city received funding for. And so this fits right in well with that sort of work. So while it was initially funded through the Capital Improvements Board fund, you'll notice that we expect that this will eventually transfer to be paid through that other fund.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I will make a motion then to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item G, correspondence received from Mr. Button requesting $60,000 of CIB funding be allocated for general engineering services with Nice Engineering.
Specifically, this is general engineering services on an annual contract we do with Nice. They help us with like drainage issues that come in that our staff internally can't support quickly. And so Chris Moore and his team have been very helpful with resolving things like where we can install French drains or where we can make simple tie-ins to deal with drainage-related problems on the street. And so it's funded, it had been funded in the past by $10,000 from each district. Because of the new formation of the Capital Improvements Board, it seems appropriate to be funded through that organization, and we'd ask for your approval at this time.
Okay, I make a motion to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. Item H, correspondence received from First District Councilman Mark Kalwinski requesting the intersection of Lake Street and 114th Street be made a four-way stop.
Forwarded to you.
Oh, okay. Okay, engineering, yeah.
So we're not approving it then, right?
No.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion to send Mr. Kalwinski's request to engineering for their review and recommendation.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item H, correspondence received from Third District Councilman Barry Tyler requesting a no parking from here to corner sign be placed and curbs painted yellow from the alley to Kennedy Avenue on 162nd Place.
Councilman Tyler did approach me with this particular concern, and I wholeheartedly agree with deploying no parking signs from here to corner on 162nd Place.
And
This would be the west. This would be the west approach to Kennedy. Makes complete sense. So the Public Works, if you get a Public Works Department, refer that to them for putting the signs and striping the curb lines.
Okay.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve Mr. Tyler's request and forward the request to Public Works for the signage and striping.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Each two. Item J, correspondence received from Mr. Chris Podzik. Sorry. Inspections Department, asking if the handrail placed in the city easement can remain on the pictured property. Is there anything you?
I'm not seeing the picture, if I may.
Pardon me?
Can you see the picture?
Oh, sure.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
It's in the easement. I'm sure they needed to help get to the vehicle, right?
Concerned about opening up a can of worms with other people doing it.
Not on her plate, no. Doesn't mean she didn't have the tag hanging in the window, right? You want to defer? Okay, okay. For a week? 1 week? All right. No, no, understood.
What's next week?
For 1 week?
Yeah, what's
2 week.
Oh, the 24th?
No, 17.
17, okay. Okay, I'm going to make a motion to defer this for a week to next week's, June 17, 2021.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item K, correspondence received from Ms. Donna Muta, Special Events Coordinator, requesting street closure on the 5400 block of Oakley Street for the 2021 Festival of the Lakes launch party.
So this is set for July 9th. This was before the Park Department, so I'm presenting today on behalf of Ms. Muta. It's a Friday. I believe it's 5 to 8, if I'm not mistaken, or so. I mean, we'll probably have to close it for setup as well. But it's only going to go to the edge of where the stage is going to be. So it's going to go from Douglas past kind of where 18th Street building ends, and probably a little bit further to where their parking lot is. But I don't think it should impact the business located to the north, because they'll be able to get to it from Russell.
Yeah, I think
would
it's like
think.
it, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the key, is just to make sure that we don't impact that business.
Okay.
Do we need to forward this to Public Works, or do you need barricades?
Please, that'd be great. Thank you. Oh, Donnie?
No, I'm gonna handle that for them.
Okay,
So we're good?
Yeah, we're meeting the people from the stage early, so I'll take care of it, sir, yeah.
Okay.
good. And barricades, Donnie, you'll, okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve Ms. Donna Muta's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item L, correspondence and petition received from resident Ms. Patricia Fury, requesting residential parking only signs to be placed on 118th Street and Caroline Avenue across from Forsyth Park.
Forward to do it?
We have a local resident of the area in question.
Morning. So I think it was Sunday or Monday, I signed a petition only because I live over there, and it is a problem. The Lake Shore tries their best to tell the parents to park in their parking lots. They got two pretty big lots, but it doesn't happen. So I walked over there the last couple days, and they park up and down Caroline, not so much in front of my house, which I'm only a block away, but they will feed over to me. But I did see, people can't park in front of their house. Anybody that lives on the north side of 118th, there's only two homes with garages because they don't have an alley behind them, because we didn't have alleys back then when they built that neighborhood. But so it is a problem. People halfway block their driveways to get in their driveways. So I'm all for it. I mean, Wendy that works for me runs that Little League, and she's spoken to the parents many times, and they're just not getting it. So I think if the signs can be put up, it would at least deter them to the parking lot, in the future.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you, sir. Yep. Public Works? Okay.
Okay, then I'm going to make a motion to approve the request and forward it to Public Works for the signage to be put up.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item M, correspondence received from Ms. Mariah Coleman requesting a rental registration hearing be reheard as she failed to appear on June 3rd, 2021. Will she be here by chance? No? Oh, she got 3 properties. She missed a reminder. New owner, not a way to marry the deadline to register.
What do you think?
Passion.
Make passion is deny the request.
Okay, okay.
You good with that?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to make a motion to deny Ms. Coleman's request for the new rental registration hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item N. Oh, wait a minute. I got a couple OOs. Item N, correspondence received from Pastor Joey Miranda, Northgate Church, 2820 165th Street, requesting the alley at 165th Street and Kennedy Avenue be closed on June 20th and 27th, 2021, and July 4th and 11th, 2021, for outdoor church services. I gotta do a drive-by, man.
Me too, that's 4 days, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not,
Did you say that this was forwarded to environmental as well? Okay. Oh, he did go. Do you want me to defer, let's see, 1 week?
yeah. Well, the first one
I'll
is,
drive by there today, get my opinion on it.
okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to defer this to next week's meeting to give us the opportunity to drive by and actually see the location.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Defer 1 week. Yeah, I'll go by there today. Item O, correspondence received from Mr. Aaron Eggers, First Baptist Church of Hammond, requesting permission to close Oakley Avenue from Sibley Street to Willow Court and a portion of State Street from 8 a.m. Monday, July 12th, 2021 to 11 p.m. through Thursday, July 15th, 2021 for their annual youth conference, and the same street closures for their Spanish conference beginning 8 a.m. Monday, June 21st, 2021 through midnight on June 24th, 2021.
Yearly thing, right?
I mean, this is something that they do annually, don't they, Don?
Correct, sir.
Right?
Mr. President. All I think the only thing we need to do is award that for the public works for barricades.
They usually request those from us?
They do.
Okay.
Good.
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Mr. Eggers' request and forward it to Public Works for any barricades that are needed.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item P, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearing.
Fourth Thursday. Let's see, 22nd. Okay, I'm going to make a motion to set these hearings for July 22nd, 2021.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh. Item Q, correspondence received from Ms. Leanne Kornacki requesting permission to place a banner from July 10th through 24th, 2021 on the northwest corner of 169th Street and Kennedy Avenue for a benefit ride she is hosting for a Hessville resident who is currently in kidney failure.
That's that.
Northwest,
Jimmy John's parking
there's
lot,
a
right?
strip mall there with businesses, right?
I wonder if she meant the northeast.
That's what I
We don't
wonder.
own that property, though, I don't think.
Mr. Smith, do you know who owns the corner there on 169th and Kennedy? The little triangular parcel?
The triangular parcel,
Northeast corner.
I can look real quick on GIS, but I believe the northeast at one point was owned by Luke.
Still is.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't approve that.
Unless it's in the right-of-way. I guess that would be the only thing. I mean, if it's in, there is right-of-way there.
Well, she put northwest. We're just assuming maybe she, because that's Jimmy John's parking lot, right? So we're assuming maybe she messed, yeah.
Oh, well, maybe we need to defer at least, till we find out exactly.
Ask her if she could provide us a drawing, like a size and a location. That might be best.
Okay, defer,
To next week?
Week,
or
I
the week
think.
after?
oh, we should be able to.
24th?
Yeah, we can, we got time.
Okay.
Yeah, we got time for that.
Okay, that is the next week, right? The 24th? Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to defer this to June 24th, 2021, and ask that she supply a picture of where she wants to put the sign and exactly how big it's gonna be.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Matters from board members. There is one that I have here. It is a resolution establishing the policy by which members of the Hammond Board of Public Works and Safety may participate by electronic means of communication. Is there anything you'd like to add, Mr. Smith?
No, I just, maybe, well, I should say no and talk. So yes, this is, we're running this through every board and commission in the city. I've asked all the attorneys involved to put this before their boards and commissions. This will comply and allow the board, once we anticipate the governor's executive order on public health emergency to end July 1. Once it does, that means we are no longer able to just all participate by Zoom. I know you guys have all been meeting in person for some time, but if someone's on vacation in the future, if someone is sick but can still attend from home, this will allow each of you, as long as we have a quorum present, so as long as two of you are here, one of you will be able to attend via Zoom remotely, as long as you attend 50% of the meetings annually in person, and you don't do more than 2 in a row from Zoom unless there's extenuating circumstances which are listed in the resolution. So I would appreciate passage of the resolution as presented.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I will make a motion to approve the resolution.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye. Matters from other department heads and/or their representatives.
No, sir.
Mr. Perez? Nope. Okay. Old business, item A, response received from Public Works regarding the request for a do not block driveway sign approved at the meeting of May 27th, 2021. It's denied, is that right?
Denied, right.
Okay. The request has been denied by the Board of Public, by Public Works. Okay. Do we probably need to acknowledge your motion?
Did you say it was denied by the board or by the department?
By Public Works.
Department.
Yes.
Yes,
So
the
you
department.
guys there should be a motion.
Okay.
You're
Yep.
affirming that.
Yep, okay.
Then I will make a motion to affirm the denial from the Public Works.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, request from 18th Street Distillery to change the street closure date previously approved on May 27th, 2021, from Saturday, June 12th, 2021 to Saturday, June 26th, 2021.
Good with the new date, yeah, right? Yeah.
I think I managed the earlier request. The only issue really is to make sure that 18th Street talks to their neighbors to make sure that it doesn't affect their operations, right? There's two neighbors across the street, and so I didn't see this correspondence, but that would be my recommendation, is that you get some positive response from 18th Street that they've talked to the neighbors and their neighbors.
Well, I would commit this, that right here in the letter, it does say that they've spoken to both, and they've
Thank you.
given their approval or
They
permission
usually
to
do.
close the street for
They
the
usually
day.
check.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm going to make a motion to approve 18th Street's request for the new date.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Mr. President, today, you put barricades that.
Well, we're doing them for the, this was, They don't say.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sorry.
It's all right. New business.
That's a bit not just you.
Yes, it is.
Item A, bid opening, 5th District Lighting Project, Phase 5, Arkansas Avenue from 175th Street to 173rd Street, California Avenue from 175th Street to 173rd Street, and Colorado Avenue from 175th Street to 173rd Street. Get it all out of here. I don't think this is part of it here. Okay, we have two bids. First bid being Hawk Enterprises, Crown Point, Indiana. Are we just needing the number, Mr. Button? What is it that you want to?
Normally, you would, if you would, just Form 96, non-inclusion
okay.
affidavit, bid.
You got it.
Bid, bond, and the number. I would remind the board that this is a rebid of a previous project that was deferred, and prices we expect have gone up from last year, so. Thank you.
Okay. So we do have the bid proposal, we have the bid bond. We do have the Form 96, and let me find that. And we do have the non-collusion affidavit, and there. Just want to make sure I get it right. Okay, their amount is $456,905.95. 456,905.95. That is Hawk Enterprises, Crown Point, Indiana. Second bid is from Midwestern Electric, East Chicago, Indiana. We have the bid proposal, bid bond. We do have the Form 96, the contractor's bid for public work. And we have the non-collusion affidavit. The bid is $449,754.70. 449,754.70 That is Midwestern Electric. You want
Forward
the,
these to you guys? Yeah.
If you could refer to the engineering department and the consultant for review and tabulation, that would be appreciated.
certainly.
I will make a motion to forward this to engineering for their review and recommendation.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Any opposed? No. Okay. Item B, under new business, request for advertising dates of June 17th, 2021, and June 24th, 2021, with a bid opening date of July 1st, 2021 for 5th District Stormwater Improvements, Snyder Avenue and 171st Street. Is this what we spoke to earlier?
Yes, sir. This was an action previously approved for funding under new business, or correspondence.
Okay, got it. Yep.
Make a motion to approve the request for advertising dates.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item C, we've discussed, correct, Mr. Smith?
We did, yeah, I know Mr. Novak's here now, I don't know if he wanted to say anything on this, Ron, I just wanted to make sure that he was
Okay.
able to speak to it if he wanted to. Dean and I explained everything, what it is, and I just didn't know if you had anything else to add.
I mean, this is going to be a stepped project with various elements to it. It's going to be novel, and we're looking for a contractor who understands the situation, can monitor it from public relations to closing it out, and these folks have the know-how to get that done and protect the city and the residents.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Ron.
Okay. So do we need to?
I would just add again that Mr. Hinshaw from Enviroforensics is here in the audience if there are any questions from the board to Mr. Hinshaw.
I don't think we have questions at this point, do you?
No.
Certainly appreciate him making the trip up
No,
to
absolutely.
be
I mean,
available if there are any
If
questions.
he's made a trip, if there's anything he wants to add in the, no?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So
Yeah,
approve the proposal?
yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the proposal for environmental services.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item D, proposal for the engagement of Duff and Phelps for updated asset account records for internal accounting control and financial reporting services.
Yes, this has been a request by the Controller for approval. I know Ms. Cooper's here on behalf of the Controller's office. I've reviewed it. You're okay, Jake? All right. Jake was hushing me or...
No, he blocked the camera
Oh,
for a second.
that's okay. Nobody wants to see me. And I don't know if Ms. Cooper has anything else to say, but we would request its approval. It's for just its part of the transfer, I'm sorry, the updating of the Controller's office in the city onto general accounting principles and standards, and this is part of it.
Okay. Jessica?
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
So just as Kevin had mentioned, now that we are required to report on a GAAP basis, in order to be in compliance with GASB 42, we must do a full evaluation on our assets. We do wish to hire Duff & Phelps as they are being used by other local municipalities to do so as well. So we've been working with them, and we're really excited to start partnering with them. And Megan did want me to bring to your attention that the Hammond Port Authority will also be a part of this valuation, and they will be reimbursing the city of Hammond for their portion of the contract.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then I will make a motion to approve the proposal with Duff and Phelps.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item E, change order number 001 for the Purdue Refuge Island in the amount of $205.44 for an aero board.
Funding from the earlier action under correspondence.
Got it. Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the change order number 001.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item F, agreement with Nice Engineering, Inc. for general engineering services.
Funding previously approved under correspondence.
Check.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the agreement with Nees Engineering.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right-of-way permit submitted for approval by the engineering department.
They're all good to go. If you can
Good to go.
approve those, we appreciate it.
Okay.
Kevin's got.
Letters quite majuscule, right? We've got that, right? Okay.
He's so
Good
smart.
work. Good work, man.
He's so smart. You're so smart.
Well, I got some cover right now.
I don't know if are we good with the right-of-way permits? I didn't know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the right-of-way permits.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, here's an easy one here, man.
Holy moly.
One? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, okay. I'll make a motion to approve the disposal authorization.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item I, garage sale permit submitted for approval. Oh, man, I don't see, okay, Nick's here. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Okay.
Make a motion to approve the garage sale permits.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item J, rental registration, hearing on properties located at, I'll read them all. 626 116th Street and 630 116th Street, 7050 Columbia Avenue, 20 Highland Street and 1538 148th Court, 4234 Johnson Avenue, 5625 Soul Avenue, 7114 and 7116 Holman Avenue, 1032 177th Street, 1108 177th Street, and 7133 Alexander Avenue, 1636 Calumet Avenue, 4818 Magnolia Avenue, 1460 Atlas Street, 934 State Street, 4932 Magnolia Avenue, and 4839 Linden Avenue.
Good morning. First property we have up, this is going to be 630 116th Street, or commonly known as 626 through 30 116th Street. Mr. and Mrs. Beta?
Do you want to hear?
Yep. All right, we have the property. This is a duplex on 116th. The owner has owned it since December 17th of 2015. They have registered every year on time, and they owe for 2021 is what they're here for today.
Two units then?
Is that what we want, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
yep. And then this-
Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, honorable board members.
Sure.
My name is Peter Beta. My wife and I have owned the property, as he said, since 2015. We faithfully paid the rental permit fees, taxes, and other expenses to keep the property in very good condition. In fact, I've requested the curbs along 116th Street be replaced for most of the years, as Councilwoman Venez can vouch for. Corresponded with her by email. I was planning on building walkways from the sidewalk to the curb this year if time and money permit. I've depended on reminders from the department, as we received in the past, postcards.
So you came in to register, you were probably past the deadline, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, the postcards that they send is a courtesy, is that right, Nick? So
Yes, I
it
understand.
is the responsibility of the owner to make
I
sure it's
understand,
done on
sir.
time.
Yes, we've never
Just for the
been
one
late
year,
or missed
right, Nick?
before. and-
It's only 1 year they've been
Okay.
on time. There haven't been
Okay.
any issues or citations
All right.
against property.
You got it.
Thank you, sir.
Then I will make a motion to waive the late fees for those two properties.
Thank you very much, honorable
You
board.
got a second?
Yes, sir.
All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next property that we have up is 7050 Columbia Avenue. Mr. and Mrs. Garcia? All right, so, sorry. So this property address, we have, Mr. and Mrs. Garcia is the only owners listed in accordance with Lake County records. This is a 2-unit property, and the only year that they're here for is for 2021. They have registered on time every year prior.
Okay. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As he stated, we've always registered our apartments on time. This year, due to a loss of my dad in December, he left us a mountain of homework to do afterwards with his property in Chicago and medical bills, and it just slipped us this year. We registered on time.
Okay. Good, you guys? Okay, I'll make a motion to waive the late fees for the property.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Have a good day, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next properties that we have up are 20 Highland Street and 1538 148th Court. There it is. All right, how you doing, sir? All right, so this one, a little bit more complicated, I guess, than the rest. Mr. Magliocco, I guess he's owned 20 Highland Street since September of 2006. The discrepancy that we've had in our system is it's been registered every year since his ownership as a 6-unit property with him occupying one of the units. However, Lake County has the property listed as a 1-family dwelling lot. There's a full tax, homestead tax exemption being claimed, and then the address that was provided for 1538 148th Court was a home address in Florida. The 9927 Branton Avenue is, Lake County only has one different individual owning that property, you know, according to the record, which is where the notices were sent for the hearings. So we have an issue with Highland as far as the owner's home address and the number of units that are listed. And so I'll just let him explain. Your current home address, Mr. Magliocco, where is that?
It's going to be in Florida.
That's a Florida address?
Right, but I'm here, I'm a snowbird, so I'm here back and forth.
Okay. Now, the property is also being taxed, it looks like, at a rate similar to an owner-occupied single-family home. And every year, we've had 6 apartments registered in it. So that's where, you know, we're currently at. So that's why I'm trying to verify how many units actually exist. I know he's registered 6. It's being taxed as, a homestead claim exemption is being claimed as, and he is claiming on one of the apartments that he occupies one of them. So we have 3 things that need to be addressed with that situation. Other than that, he has registered on time. We're here for 2021, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
It's actually, 20 Highland is actually sleeping rooms. It has been inspected by the city twice, I believe, and they passed inspection both times, and that's why they make me register for 5 units, because there's sleeping rooms that I've had in there. It's been sleeping rooms for over 30 years, and like I said, when it has been inspected twice by the city of Hammond. I just recently claimed Florida home status, and then, but I do still retain the main unit on my own right now. So, because I'm back and forth here. And what I did was, because I had an illness this spring, I went ahead and put somebody else's address so they get the reminder of the card that, you know, there is a rental registration due on it.
What is a sleeping unit? You rent it per night? Is that what you?
No. It's their month.
Per week, per month? How do you rent them?
Month to month, yearly.
Month to month.
I don't give them a lease. They're usually people that, they were like the Jefferson Hotel, except they do pass the background test. But they're, you know, they don't have much income. And there's a little microwave or refrigerator, and it's a bedroom. And they share a bath. I have somebody come in every other week, clean the bathroom, vacuum the floors in the common area. There's no common kitchen, nothing like that.
So I would assume that it's being treated as a rooming house is typically what the classification would be, but then there's a whole separate set of code requirements for that. And as far as registration goes, if it's being used as a rooming house, then we have to ensure that whatever rooms are occupied, we need an accounting of the individuals there, as well as, you know, there's no way we could have a homestead tax exemption claimed on the property.
Well, it was taken off. It is taken off this year.
That's right, and I know they're taxable, payable, you know, they have their setup with that, how that's concerned, how they make their adjustments. I mean, as far as the property being utilized as a rooming house, I think that would be something I would have to look further into to determine, you know, how we would need to have that registered or occupied, and then we'd have to go from there, because I'm aware of the state of Indiana adopting a new IRC requirement, but rooming houses are treated typically like, a small motel would be, I guess, because you have separate occupants that are unrelated, and then our ordinance, there are actually ordinance stipulations for that as well through the city of Hammond.
Do we need to set,
Well, I mean,
The
he says it's been inspected by the city?
City, yes.
When was the last time we were there, if you can remember?
maybe 8 years ago, and nothing's changed. So, but then they did inspect it, okay.
I mean, maybe the law has changed.
Right, and I don't know,
suppose.
and that I don't know,
So are you living here now
for the summer.
for the summer? So you're local, you're here.
Right.
So you want to defer this a little bit, to do a little more fact-finding, Nick?
And, okay. Go ahead. And I did take the homestead exemption this year because now I am claiming a homestead in Florida, but I'm a snowbird. So that is, I don't know when it'll show, but it has been taken off for that.
Yeah, we can probably get a copy of it. I didn't see any notes in our system to reflect any inspections from our department. I'm not, I mean, I've been here since 2012, and I don't recall anything being walked through in the property. So if we could maybe set it over like a week or two to give me a little more time to look through the situation. I know we're here on 2021. I just want to ensure that we're not having the owner register it in a manner in which he doesn't have to register it, or that we're taking the steps necessary to make sure that we're accounting for everything that needs to be accounted for when processing how to register the rooming unit. So as far as 20 Highland goes, I would request that the board table the decision for this property location so I can look into it a little further.
What about 1538 148th Court?
So 1538, 148th Court is a single-family home. The only year that we are here to address is 2021. He's owned the property since 2012, and that is the property that reflects the Florida address, which is how, trying to determine amongst the three addresses, with him occupying one of the units at Highland, which, one was his. So now that we have that straightened out, so 1538, 148th is a single-family home, and he's only missed 2021.
Okay, so we can act on that one. Or you want?
yeah,
You want to just wait?
I was thinking we do both of them at the same time, but because is it gonna mess her up with doing one now and one
I don't
later?
know.
But I mean, it doesn't matter to me either
I
way.
just want to clarify, I can work with the property owner so that he doesn't have to, typically we can have these things situated where he may not even have to come back to a hearing. It would just be a formality, submit paperwork, as long as those lines of communication are open and we understand on the same page as far as the property is concerned.
With 148th Court. We just do away with that one. That one's legit.
219, 688,
Do both of them?
2432.
And then him approving.
It was before 2012 because I can't think of the lady. She works in a different department now. She's the one who inspected it twice. So,
I just need it.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
A couple weeks. It's all for status.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
So what would you think, Nick? We can take care of 148th Court right now. And you want a fact find on 20 Highland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then I'm gonna make a motion to waive the late fee for 1538 148th Court. And then also set it over for status to June the 24th, is that okay, Lynn? June 24th for 20 Highland Street to give them a chance to check on the house, the Homestead Act, and other stuff.
Okay.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Here, Mr. Mayor.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Do you have that sheet, Nick?
Oh, this one, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's right there. Sorry. 4234 Johnson Avenue.
Mr. Ronald Mans. 4234 Johnson?
That's why I'm here.
All right. All right, so we have this property, it's currently listed as a 2-unit property with one of the units owner occupied. Mr. Mans has been listed as the owner of the property for the existence of Lake County's record. It's a 2-unit one rental, one owner occupied, and they only missed 2021.
Mr. Smith?
Yes. So Mr. Mann contacted me the other day, him and Kathy. They are unable to make it on Thursdays. He has some medical procedures done on Thursday, and they thought I was still on the board, but I informed them that, you bumped me off. So they asked me what to do, and I told them I would try to come here to talk to Nick and to the board. He was in the hospital during the first part of April, and he was unable to make the April 15th date. So I'm here to beg for their mercy.
They have registered on time previous years and complied with our inspections and requirements. We had some spaces that needed to be removed, and they realized the safety concerns, so they've taken care of what they've had to.
Hope you got it. Yeah, no, this one, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'll make a motion to waive the late fee for 4234 Johnson Avenue.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Property address that we have is 5625 Soul Avenue, Mr. and Mrs. Carter. So I have this property as a single-family home with Mr. and Mrs. Carter's ownership beginning March 5th of 2018. The property was last registered on 2018, so we're missing 2019, 2020, and 2021 for this single-family home.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In 2018, I had got the sticker on time. And then in 2019, I had my sister move in while I was doing some repairs to the house, whereas she moved out of it in 2020 due to losing her job and the COVID, so I haven't rented it until May 1st of 2021, whereas I just was coming in for a new sticker, but it was empty after my sister was moved out.
Just need an affidavit then. Nick?
Yeah, I didn't show any affidavits submitted. So typically when we have immediate family members occupying the property, that would qualify as an exemption from having to register the property. And we need that documentation explaining that an immediate family member was occupying the property for a certain period of time. At that point, as long as those are in line, and then once it turned into a rental, she could bring a copy of the lease in. With the rental registration, we would allow her to register the property for the year that an actual tenant was there paying rent. So were the utilities and everything were in your name or your sister's name once she occupied the property?
While she occupied it, it was her name.
Okay.
And then I brought in a rental receipt, a new rental agreement when I just had someone in
tenant.
May 1st.
Okay. I would be satisfied if we could get the affidavits accounted for the time period that her sister occupied the property. I can verify that duration with the water department, and then she can register for the time frame now that the tenant is in there. So otherwise, I haven't had any issues or notes in the system indicating that there's been any issues or concerns with the property.
So you need an affidavit for 19 and 20?
Correct, to account for the
Time that her
occupancy of
family member was there?
So then she would only owe $5 for 2021 then, right? Okay.
But you need the affidavits prior to registering for 2021, correct?
They can, they could be submitted at the same time.
Okay.
So if she could take care of those today, then that would be sufficient.
Sure.
Okay.
You understand that, right, ma'am?
The affidavit I might not be able to get today, but the rental,
We have, it's just a form in our department that you fill out declaring that you had your sister occupy the property.
yeah, I could do
She
that.
doesn't owe
Yeah.
$5 for those 2 years, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah, I understand.
you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so then I'm going to make a motion to waive the late fee, and as long as you supply an affidavit for the time that your sister was occupying the residence.
okay.
I second.
All those in favor?
Yeah,
Aye?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
7114 and 7116 Holman Avenue.
Ms. Meza and Jose Andres. 7114, 7116 Holman Avenue. Seeing as the owners have failed to appear, I would request that the board deny their appeal of the late fees.
Are they both one unit, 2021?
So it's, they're considered row houses, so they're not actually duplexes, and Lake County does recognize each address as their own parcel with their own parcel number. So I would say that it'd be a single-family home for 7114 and a single-family home for 7116.
Okay. For just 2021, right, Nick?
No, it's actually, looks like they owe 2020 and 2021.
2 years for each.
Yep. They took ownership in 7/30 of 2019, listed, they only registered under 7114. Naturally, I'm assuming they were treating the property as a duplex. We're doing the research. It was determined that the Lake County assessor and treasurer have assigned each address their own parcel number and taxable ID number. So that's why I like to fix the system to make sure it's appropriately reflected.
It's a neighbor of mine, too. I don't know him, no, but.
Should we apply the late fees for 2020 and waive for 2021 on both?
That's fine.
Okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to make a motion then to apply the late fees for both properties for the year of 2020 and waive the late fees for both properties for 2021.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
2 units.
So it looks like the next properties that we have are notice for Mr. George Vogel. Properties at 1032 177th Street, 1108 177th Street, and 7133 Alexander. All right. So, see, we'll take these one at a time, I guess. 1032 177th Street. So, a search through the property records indicate that since March 7th of 2013, the property's been listed under the ownership of a Michael Borsch Trust for the 177th Street Land Trust. The other two properties have the same owners, so this one is the only one that's different. This is a single-family home that has missed the 2021 rental registration year.
1 unit, 2021.
And this is 177th Street we're talking, right?
Yes, sir.
This one right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That is a self-directed IRA. Mike Borsch is a trustee. That's where I took my money from a 401k and put into a self-directed IRA and then bought the house, that property. That's why it says Mike Borsch trustee, but I'm the owner. And then the other two houses under my name. Northwest Indiana Homes LLC. So I'm a truck driver and work for ABF Freight, and I just failed to register my houses. Didn't think of it till the 1st of May, driving down the highway, and I thought, did I register those houses? And I didn't do it. So I have no excuses. I drive up and down Calumet Avenue 6 days a week to the Hammond pad, UPS pad up there, and then also one of my houses on Alexander Street. In March and April, I had to redo a garage because the roof caved in, and I got 3 work permits in here in the town at the same time I failed to register my houses. So I have no excuses. That's all I have to say.
Okay, so
Is that first?
we'll do 177th Street
Yeah.
first.
Okay?
Yeah.
I will make a motion to waive the late fees for 1032 177th Street.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now 1108 177th and 7133 Alexander, Nick.
With these two properties, given, the opportunities that we have provided, the other property owners who have failed to register within that time frame, it was determined that the properties are both single-family homes. They've missed 2020, and subsequently, due to that, 2021 has been on hold. So I do have the recommendation waiver due to the effects of the pandemic that we've offered other property owners. So if Mr. Vogel agrees to this, then, and signs the agreement with the city to waive the late fees with the understanding of the rental registration parameters, and next year we gotta make sure we're on time, I would be willing to submit this for approval to the board.
Okay.
It's just basically something that we've been offering people due to the effects of the pandemic. So it's basically for the 2 years, they would waive the late fees. We paid $5 for 2020, $5 for 21, $10 for
What, I have 2020 I turned in.
when, 'cause I see both of these properties are missing 2020 and 2021.
Well, I have it at my house.
You have the receipts?
I don't have them on me.
No, yeah.
They're debating.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he thinks
For 2020, I do. I could pull up probably could pull up a check from 2020 online.
If it pleases the board, I would submit the recommendations for the waiver due to late fees for these two properties, and if it turns out that he can provide proof of the 2020 rental registration they purchased, our system did not have registrations answered. The last registration was 2019, but if he provides proof, then I can remove the 2020 $5 charge that appears on the fee if you agree to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can take that right after the meetings that way.
Okay. Then I will make a motion then to waive the late fees. And if he supplies evidence that he paid 2020, that will be reimbursed.
I second.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This one's a different one.
Decision I'll run out. We'll try to get that squared out.
This is a different one than this one.
Yeah, the owner's different. The owner's actually
Oh,
him on
okay.
this one. It's a
No,
trust
probably
on
the
this one.
sheet's different.
Oh.
The whole sheet's different, yeah.
Yeah, it was because it included the previous year, that's why I used the separate one. 2021, I'm utilizing the finding and decision forms that I created. The next property address is 1634 Calumet Avenue. Mr. Helio?
1636?
Well, okay, it's listed as 1636, however, Lake County and our records indicate that the property address is 1634 Calumet.
Okay.
Mr. Aurelio has owned the property since January 13th of 2005. It was registered up to 2011. After 2011, there were affidavits submitted each year to account for the property's vacancy and then not being utilized as a rental property. Do you currently occupy the property?
Yes, 1634.
Okay, so it's an owner-occupied property, and it's a 2-unit, is that correct?
Yes.
So which unit do you occupy?
1634, 1636 has been vacant since 2009. I didn't know I didn't have to pay the register fee for 2010 and 11. I didn't find out about that until 2012. And since then,
Here, you get some.
since 2009, it's been vacant. I had 2 bad tenants, and I want to turn them.
So it's still vacant to this day?
Still vacant.
Okay. So, I would, since the board take no action, as an affidavit would account for the vacancy of the other unit, and we would not require him to register it if it's still in the same condition that it was when we previously accepted affidavits in the years prior.
Okay.
Okay.
So you need the affidavit though, right?
We do need, you want the affidavit?
Yeah, every year,
Right.
that it's, when you have property or space that has the potential to be occupied by a tenant, we either have to have rental registration to account for it, or the affidavit if an exemption applies.
Understood.
Okay.
If you want to,
Make a motion to waive the late fees, and as long as the homeowner supplies an affidavit for the years required.
thank you.
That motion?
All those in favor of that motion?
I'm in favor, yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can I say that?
Next property address is 4818 Magnolia Avenue. Mr. Pineda? Mr. Pineda? Seeing as the owner fails to appear, I would request that the board deny the appeal for the late fee.
What are the units and years, Nick?
It's a single-family home in 2021.
Okay.
Is this a reschedule, Lynn?
Yeah.
The last name sounds familiar.
Okay, I will make a motion to apply the late fee for the year of 2021 for 4818 Magnolia Avenue.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next property address is 1460 Atlas. Miss Williams. Right, how you doing? So we have this property listed as a single-family home. So, Ms. Williams has owned the property since June of 2010, 2010. It was registered in 2019, 2020, and we are here on 2021. The only concern that I've discovered on the property is that there is a homestead tax exemption still applied to the property. And it seems like you used to occupy the property?
For 12 years.
Okay, and then you moved out in 19, which is why you registered it?
Registered as a rental, yes.
Correct, okay. Yeah, so we would just request that Ms. Williams, she can come down to our department, obtain the appropriate form to file with Lake County to have that homestead tax exemption removed if the property is continuing to be occupied as a rental and not her primary residence.
Do you understand that part, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you agree?
Yes.
You guys good with that? Okay, I will make a motion then to waive the late fee for 1460 Atlas for the year of 2021, as long as Ms. Williams supplies or fills out the sheet to have the homestead removed.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next property on the agenda is 934 State Street. Mr. Edgar Hernandez, who also owns 4932 Magnolia and 4839 Linden Avenue. Okay. Mr. Hernandez? All right. So it looks like Mr. Hernandez has owned 934 State Street, taken ownership in July of 2020. That is a single-family home that has missed the 2021 rental registration. Magnolia, Mr. Hernandez has assumed ownership in June of 2018, and it's also a single-family home, and we're here for 2021. And then Linden, Mr. Hernandez has owned since November of 2016. It's a single-family home and has only missed 2021.
And the reason for the oversight, sir?
I sent a check on April 1st, and I think you guys received it by the April 17th, and then all the paperwork was sent back to me. So I don't know if it was delayed or what really happened. So that's all.
So you were just late in making the deadline, April 15th?
I sent it the April 2nd, via mail. I sent the checks and everything. So it says that you guys receive it by the 17th, and then all the paperwork was sent back to me, and I came to see what.
There is a note in the system indicating that they returned the rental forms and appeal form with the check for payment as it was received after the April 15th deadline for these three properties. Typically, if the payment and the information is mailed and postmarked by April 15th, then we'll still take and process the information. However, it seems this property was after the fact.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to make a motion then to waive the late fee for all three properties. Sir, you have to just make sure that this doesn't happen again, okay?
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Same time after the meeting, they'll get you the paperwork.
Can I get a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The paperwork. That should do it.
You sure? Okay, okay.
Anybody else?
Meeting's open to the public. Anyone here in the public here to speak? Those will run the registrations as soon as we adjourn the meeting. Lynn will make you the copy of the paperwork that you're going to need to go downstairs and make restitution or payment for today. So if you just give us 5 minutes, we should be able to get you folks on your way. Nobody from the public here to speak? Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.